In this section, we'll be talking about how to evaluate startup ideas. If you have ideas, how are you going to test to know whether these ideas will work or are good for a company? How will you do? How will you test them? How will you know? The following questions will help you to check the idea you are nursing or you are thinking of, whether it is good to be a startup idea or not. Number one, you can ask, what problem is this idea solving? Let the idea be able to solve a specific problem. If the idea is not solving a problem, then it's not a good startup idea. Another question you can ask is, this problem this idea is intending to solve, how often does the problem occur? Is it frequent? Is it once in a while? If the problem is not frequent and you are able to get a solution, the people who will need this solution, even though they are many, it will be once in a while because the frequency of the problem is not much. So, it will be better if the startup idea is solving a problem whose frequency is high. Another question you can ask is, how serious is the problem? Is the problem a critical problem or is it a casual problem? If it's casual, the people can live with it for many years and then without even doing anything, without looking for solution, and they'll be comfortable with it. So if you are nursing idea in that kind of domain, the product you are producing, the users may not really value it much, or they may overlook it, or they may leave it because they are comfortable living with the problem. But if the problem your idea is solving is a critical problem, it's a problem that the people who have it cannot live without it, or are actively looking for solution to the problem, then your idea is a good startup idea. If you are able to produce the solution, the people who have that problem will pay you for the solution you have profiled. So, if the problem is a serious one, then you are in a good position. Another question you can ask yourself is, how many people are facing this problem? Is it a small population or is it a large population? Because business is game of numbers. If you have a large population facing this problem and you are able to profile the solution, more people will come for the solution, and that means more money to you. If it's only a few people, that means you won't make much. Another question you can ask to test whether your idea is good for a startup is this solution scalable? Take for instance, there is a problem in town A and you offer the solution to this problem. Can this same solution be applied to the same problem in town B, town C, and more? If the same problem can offer solution to a higher population, or the solution is replicable, or can address the same problem anywhere it is found, then the better. You can use the same solution and then you solve more of the problem, and that means more money for you. So if the solution is scalable, the solution itself can grow to meet the problems wherever it is, then it's a good solution. It's a good idea. It can form a startup idea. It can become a startup idea. It can grow into a big company. Another question you can ask to test if your idea is good is, can the solution be broken down into smaller units? Now, if the solution can be broken into smaller units, you can start little by little and you'll be progressing. And that will be better for you. But if the solution cannot be broken into smaller units and it requires huge capital to bring out that solution, then you have a big problem to tackle. But if the solution can be broken down into smaller units, independent units that can be tackled one by one, then the better for you. You can be tackling them one by one and be integrating them into the solution, and eventually you have a whole or a concrete solution available to the problem. Another question you can ask is, the people who are facing this problem, are they willing to pay for the solution? If the people who are having this problem are willing to pay, you are good to go. If you produce a solution for them, they will pay you and you are in money. But if the people who have this problem are not willing to pay, who will be your customers? The solution will not scale. Because the aim of starting a company is to make profit. So you need to check, you do this background check on the idea before you launch out into starting a company. Some of these questions you may not be able to get answers to them at a go or sitting down. Interview the people who have these problems. How often does this problem occur? How serious is the problem? Are you willing to pay if a solution is proffered to this problem? When you interview them, you will be able to get a feedback. And from there, you will know how to go about it. You will know whether it has passed the test to become a startup idea or it will fail. If your idea passed through these questions and the answers are yes, then you have a good startup idea to start a company. But if your idea did not pass these questions very well, then you have to fine-tune it, or you have to think of a new idea, or if you are willing to bring a solution that is not necessarily targeting direct payment, then you can go ahead with it. Some solutions are not meant to be paid for directly, but you get paid indirectly. Take for instance, you develop a social media platform. You may not say people should pay to subscribe to that solution, because there are many social media platforms out there. But you can be able to earn your money through advertisement on the platform. And by so doing, you are being paid indirectly. So if you are targeting that kind of a solution, even if it does not scale through all these questions, you can still be able to go ahead with it, and it will still pay you through the back door, through the ads. So this is how you can be able to test your ideas whether they qualify to start a company or not. So begin to think actively on your environment, on the ideas you are nursing, and on the problems around you. You can stumble over a startup idea very easily and quickly. Thank you.